Okay, we got everything cleaned up, and I got number one piston in, cams in, chains on. I went ahead and put 2 lifters and a lifter tray in. I actually made this video once and realized that I went old school Chevy on myself and didn't put the lifters in before I set the head on. So had to kind of go back. That's alright. I made up 6 little 51 thousandths shim combinations off of a Harbor Freight, just a cheapy Harbor Freight feeler gauge set. So that's going to mimic my gasket because I'm going to go with a 51 thousandths gasket, I believe. So all I have left to do is, here's the head. I went ahead and put just some checker springs. They're not very strong, but definitely strong enough to pull up on the valve and do what I needed to do. So now we can set this down. I think that's on there. And I have some bolts that I cleaned up. I'm just going to do 4 around the first cylinder and 2 more down here just to put some pressure on the back. And that should be sufficient. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on, and then I'd like to start the video again before I turn it over the first time, so you guys can either be surprised or disappointed or what have you with me if the valves touch or what. Alrighty, I have I had to use, this kind of wasn't thinking correctly here, but pretty sure I had to use my adjustable push rod for this because the 7.35s are with preload in mind, and these lifters are just out of the box, so they're not gonna, you know, they're not gonna, with these checker springs, gonna give. So we have the push rod length checker and a checker spring. And you're going to just have to take my word for it that this is going to be the first turnover because it took too much fidgeting around to see if it was going to go together or not. So this will be the first turnover. The lifter's on base circle, and this is at 22 foot-pounds like normal. And we're going to see what happens very slowly. And there goes the intake valve down, down, piston chasing it, I think, and that didn't work out well because I don't think there was enough spring pressure there. Try it again. It went all the way around. Here it goes down, peak lift, and back. No hitting. So that's the intake side. Okay, here's the exhaust side. I realize my arm's probably in the way. I'll try to hold it down like this. It's on base circle. If this one doesn't hit, he might actually be alright. No hit. Sweet. Okay, so I guess basically this was quick and dirty, obviously. I need to figure out the best way to... The adjustable push rod that I'm using is a Comp Cam's push rod checker, and I have to kind of set it, stick it in, and check this for 0 lash versus adjusting it after it's in there. And honestly, it's very easy to for it to kind of spin. What I'm going to do is take a little break, kind of do some searching online, and come back to this. But for all intents and purposes, I have piston to valve clearance. I don't know how much, but it's there. So we'll obviously I'm going to get some.